on a special guest today. You know, on the Young and Hungry show, we bring on young entrepreneurs who are just absolutely crushing it in this field. And today we're bringing on a special guest, 23-year-old Ryan Loede, who's wrote over a production, the final expense industry in the last 2 years. What's going on, Ryan?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me on, brother.
Yeah.
Like we were saying, it's due time, brother. It's due time.
It's due time. It's due time. And I'll tell you what, I can sit here, I can tell you as much as I can about Ryan. For those of you out here who don't know, this is my cousin. So I think success has been independence. Our growth has been together. So tell me about like you getting started in this.
Like getting started in insurance?
What was that final straw that said like, I want to do more. I'm going to do final expense and go all in?
Oh, man. So I really just didn't have any direction in my life. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I know I needed to do something. And that something came as final expense in the life insurance industry. So that's something I just took grasp of and went all in with it because I mean, when I see an opportunity, and a lot of people, they have this viewpoint and this mindset, like I'm looking for the money. You got to be more focused on the opportunity and where that opportunity is actually going to take you in life, rather than just the money that you'll be accumulating within the first year, within your second year. Like be so like opportunity focused on it. So it was just an opportunity that came my way, and I just took it and went all in with it. 100% committed, fully just burned the bridges, you know, just went all in. Only option A. Like I'm not able to walk across that bridge to get to option B. Only one option for me. So that's how it was for me. I just went all in.
I'm with you. That's burn the boats. It's something that we talk about a lot too. It's like burning the boats, giving yourself absolutely no other option but going and conquering that. So, you know, we talk about this being 100% committed, going all in. What does that look like for you? When you said you were committed, what were those things you were committed to doing on a day-to-day basis?
So it's a pretty boring life when I first started off, man. Like within the first 2-3 years, all I did was work. I literally like 9 a.m. to like 9 p.m. every single day. I'm out in the field. I'm out prospecting. I'm out negotiating. I'm out knocking doors, running appointments, like just getting in front of people, like getting in front of their face and closing, most importantly, closing that proximity between me and the buyer, because that's the best way to, you know, get that deal done if you're looking for a deal. And literally just 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., eat dinner, go to sleep, wake up, work out, do it again. Yeah, it was all repetitive cycle. And honestly, that's what it's going to take. If you guys are just starting off, anyone watching this, if you guys are just starting off in any industry, career, new job, whatever it might be, like just go all in. And understand that like those first 2 to 3 years are going to be tough. But if you go all in and you literally cut out all the distractions, all the noise, all the things that aren't going to feed you in your life and aren't going to allow you to expedite the process, that growth process, and, you know, that learning curve of that new job, if you're not all in and doing that, like it's just going to take a lot longer. So
well, and I'll tell you what, it's amazing looking at what both of us have been able to do, because we started kind of like these new ventures, because we were both in one venture of our lives together basically, and then we looked at like, all right, let's do the successful part together now too, right? So now we've both been able to, you've been crushing it. You were able to come down here in Tampa, only about two hours away. Now we're here in Orlando. But let me ask you this: if you can go back to the beginning, like that Ryan Loede, when he was first starting to get committed, and tell him one bit of advice, what would that be?
Listen and ask for help.
Ooh.
Ask for help and listen. Let's put it that way. The more you're willing to ask for help, the more you're willing to search and, you know, maybe even put money on the line to get help from other individuals, the quicker that growth in your life is going to be, the quicker you're going to get to that next level. So just be willing to ask for help, because especially when you're starting off in any industry, career, or job, like obviously it's going to be tough and you're going to need more help than you think. And a lot of things that happen is, and it happened to me, maybe it happened to you, Nick, too, like I don't want to ask for help. I think I can get it all done. And that's how
it's pride and ego.
That's how all entrepreneurs almost are. Like we think we can do it all ourselves. We don't need help. We want to figure it out ourselves. Like that's the last thing that anyone wants to do. Ask for help from those people who have what you have. They've done what you've done, and they're where you want to be in that, where you want to get in life, and ask those people for help. And just, if you got, like I said, if you got to pay for it, pay for it.
Yeah. I remember my first Key West trip, and fortunately at the time, I had my one mentor, Al. I always tell this story. He got us into this event. I didn't have to pay for it because at the time I didn't have that mindset, right?
Yeah.
But he got me into the event. I'll tell you what, it was that moment when I realized I can either spend 10 years to become an expert, or I can simply spend 10 minutes and ask an expert.
Yeah.
Right. And it's really that simple. Was there a defining moment when you finally asked for help and you realized how beneficial that was? Was there like the one time you went to that first event, you went to that first place, and you saw these experts, like, I could just ask you the question?
Yeah. So that defining moment was when I was in an opportunity. I was in a path that wasn't
How long ago was this?
Oh, that was about 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Right.
I was in a path and an opportunity that wasn't leading me to where I wanted to be. There wasn't the right tools, the right people in the organization, the right resources. So that really was just an eye opener. And that's when I really started to just move forward and go all in with everything.
Right. So I know your daily routine. You got some crazy routines that people, I looked at you crazy until I started doing it myself. I'm like, I was crazy for thinking that way, right? Talk to, like, what does that daily routine look like? What are some of those things you do that it's like that defines the real Ryan Loede?
The real, yeah.
The real.
So I mean, I wake up for about 4:30, depending on when I go to sleep at night, right? Because I would love to wake up at 4:30 every single day. I feel most productive when I'm doing that. However, sometimes I stay up later. Sometimes I'm just have massive amounts of momentum in the evening or later in the night. So I just keep going, right? But a perfect daily routine, waking up 4:30 in the morning, going straight to the gym, getting that, my blood pumping, my body just moving, because that's going to allow me to create momentum. And that's what we really are looking for in life and in business, is to get that momentum rolling. Because once you get that ball rolling, once you get that train, that had a 1,000,000-ton train that's moving in the same direction, like, nothing's going to stop you. So I go to the gym, get my momentum rolling, and then after that, man, I'm doing some sales training. I'm doing some card on you sales training, about 3 segments every single day, 30 minutes to an hour of reading in a book, literally like reading. I'm not listening to audiobook. I'm not like reading on my iPad. I'm picking up a paper book and reading it.
Yeah.
And that really just gets my mind going for the day, because I'm reading about these successful people who are sharing information, tactics, strategies, processes. So that's got me just literally thinking. And the more we're thinking, the more we're learning, the more we're going to be inspired to continue to move forward, the more we're going to be motivated to continue to move forward, because we could see, like, these other successful people, they've been through the same things, they've done the same things. They're normal, ordinary people just like us. So yeah, just getting that day going. And then after I'm done sales training, reading a book, I go into the field and prospect, negotiate.
I was really hoping you were going to bring up ginger shots, because the first time y'all had me trying these ginger shots, right? It was at our apartment back in Cleveland. It was me, my business partner, Michael, and Ryan here. They introduced me to these ginger shots. I'm in my room, I'm working. It's a weekend. And all of a sudden I hear, let's go. Come on. I'm like, what the hell is going on outside, like, in my living room? Like, I had no idea what was going on. And I come out, I see these two bouncing off the walls. Like, they're trying ginger shots like 6 p.m. Like, come on, you want to take another? Now, usually when someone asks me to take a shot, at the time I was like, yeah, let's go. Let's do it. I'm looking at these dudes pouring ginger juice in a cup, and I'm like, what the hell is this? So I tried my first one. I think you were playing me a little bit. You put it up like this much ginger juice. You're like, yeah, you just take a shot. That thing burned, but I'll tell you what, that gave me so much energy, and it gave me so much, like, instant energy. My favorite thing about it, too, is I cut out coffee since then, and now it's like, I completely cut out coffee. I just take those ginger shots, and there's no come down from it. So What other one of those, like, health tips do you do? Was there something in your day that you're like, you do this every single day? You have the ginger shots.
Oh, man.
That changed my life. Oh, yeah.
Dude, yeah. So I got the ginger shots. I do those every single day. Like, I'm taking 2, 3, maybe 4 a day. They're little 2-ounce shots. So you can really like measure and see how much you actually need, or, what makes you perform at your peak performance. And then also, man, I'm drinking medical grade ionized alkaline water.
Yes.
And that's got to be one of the biggest game changers in my life.
Yeah.
I spent $5,000 on a water machine. It goes through 8 titanium plated plates that are in the machine to clean the water, filtrate it. And it's literally top notch, the best water, 2 to 3 gallons of that every single day.
Yeah.
And then also I'm vegan. So as you can see, I mean, as you know, Nick, I'm a really health conscious type of person. I
100%.
work out as much as I want. I work out And when I want to, dude, I'm working out every single day of the week.
Yeah.
And
oh man, I've seen you go at it, man. Like,
that's how I am though. And and that's how we were both growing up from one of our uncles. We were literally like grown up in our uncles in the sports stage in basketball. We were literally grown up to just freaking just go at it.
Like in basketball,
speed.
Right. When we were on the court, like the moment you step on that court with because we had a lot of uncles, right? So we get legit do 5-on-5 games at every single family party. We might be 8 years old at the time, but the moment you step on the court, you're a grown man. Yeah. You have to be able to like take it. You have to be there going full speed at you. Exactly. So like, that's just how we were raised too. Yeah.
Dude. That's the funniest thing. So, I mean, that's really with that water and that vegan and the ginger shots, it really just keeps your energy and your enthusiasm, your commitment, your effort at like literally peak performance. That's what it's going to take to get to where you want to be. In the bottom line, like, dude, if you don't have energy, if you don't have that just infectious, like, feel that you can transfer from yourself into another person, if you don't have that, how are you going to change other people's lives?
Right. Speaking of changing lives, what's next for Ryan Loede?
What's next?
You're down here in Tampa. You just got your place in Tampa. You're working on, I know some of the things you're working on here on the back end. What's next for Ryan Loede?
What's next, dude? I'm building a 8-figure insurance agency.
Yeah.
Looking for highly driven, highly motivated, just people that want to work hard. They want to, do whatever it takes, complete tasks that seem unreasonable to most people, that seem crazy and out of the ordinary to most people. And they want to walk through glass shards to get to the next point. So building my agency out, and then also really just looking to build relationships with these really highly successful individuals. Slowly walking my way into that circle and building relationships with them, because it's not what we have, it's not what we know, it's who we know. That one relationship, that one business idea from one individual, that one just strategy or process from that one individual or that one person, like that could literally change the entire course of your life. So that's really what I'm stepping into right now, building my agency and then just continually building relationships.
And I love the fact that you're stepping into that leadership role too. And when you say unreasonable, it might be unreasonable for most, but man, I've seen you do it. Like these unreasonable things, like when we would go out there. So like there was another time it was late. It was those ginger shot days, right? So we got out there, we're all full of energy. We like go to the roof and we start screaming, "Who's got my money?" But it's like dead cold. We're doing it just to push ourselves, right? There's no other reason just to continue to push yourselves, get yourself being uncomfortable and continue to get to that next step. So for you, like how do you continue to push yourself every single day? Like,
I love that.
You literally you keep it hot in your car just to get like uncomfortably hot in your car. And I'm sitting there sweating my ass off, but you're like, no, we got to get used to this. We got to get used to this. But you do that not just because I'm there. You do it like every single day.
Yeah, 100%. I'm always thinking about the realm of domination.
Yes.
So that's where it really all stems to, domination. And the one thing that holds people back from dominating the marketplace, the sector, their industry that they're in, is the limitations in their mind. Yeah. And those limitations is what's going to hold you back from dominating and ultimately getting to that next level. So anytime that I see myself not wanting to do something, anytime that I see myself thinking like, dude, this is stupid, why should I do this? What is this going to benefit me for? Like, I'm moving into there, because what I'm seeing is, like, there's a reason I don't want to do this. There's a reason why I don't think this is going to work. There's a reason why I don't think that this is going to benefit me. So I kind of move towards that. And I learned this from my mentor, Grant Cardone. It's like, move into what you don't understand, because there's a reason why you don't understand. And who knows, once you start to understand what you don't understand, there could be a massive breakthrough. There could be a massive opportunity. So specifically for me, man, like anytime that I see people, like, I'm always just looking like domination, right? So anytime like I don't want to do something, I feel uncomfortable doing something, it might be a limitation for me, I'm continually just trying to break through that realm. I'm continually moving into a realm of like, I can do anything. I have high sense of believability in myself. I can conquer anything I put myself towards. I can do any challenge, obstacle, trial. Like, I can continually move forward. And that's the process that it doesn't, obviously it's not overnight, but that's the process it's going to take. Like literally, like anything that you don't want to do, anything that you have a limitation of, like maybe throwing away food, like not taking food home for
I know that was the one thing that you showed me too. Yeah, I was like, man, you leaving this?
I got my first, I got my first 100K that I banked in my bank account. And I took Nick and his brother Mike, his partner Mike. because like, dude, I just really appreciate them. They're people that I'm really close to in my family. So I'm like, dude, let's go out to eat. I just made my first 100K and I left like
a whole ass burger.
$50 of food on the plate. I'm like, screw, like that's those limitations that are in our mind.
Right.
Those little limitations, like $50, you know, bringing home food, you know. It's just, that's what I'm always trying to break through.
Right.
Those little limitations.
You remember my face when you did that? I was like, what? But yeah, man, like you continue, like I'll say this, little cousin, like that's not even a thing anymore. Like we're business partners in this entire thing. We're partners in the growth strategy, I would say. So like, I appreciate you in doing that too, because you continue to open my mind to new things as well. Yeah. And it's like, man, this ain't little Ryan no more. He's out here absolutely crushing it. I'm looking to you as like, I see those ginger shots in the morning. I'm looking at my ginger juice like, all right, I got to get my ginger shot in this morning too. So something you brought up here too, because, man, I'll tell you what, I wasn't an Uncle G fan until you were like heavy into it. I'm like, maybe I need to come back and revisit that. Yeah. And what happened for me was it was based on preconceived notions of what I've seen other people say. And like I watched like a couple videos and saw comments. I'm like, oh yeah, I think that way too. I saw Ryan getting heavy into Uncle G, Grant Cardone here. And I took another visit, and man, that's absolutely changed our lives. Getting all the books, getting the daily planner, getting the daily trainings in. You want to be great, you got to get into that training. It's like what?
Gosh,
we could get into this for a while with Uncle G, but like, what is one characteristic that you're able to pull from that you're able to use like as you continue to be successful?
I think just the unreasonable factor.
Yeah.
Doing things that others aren't willing to do, going to the levels that others aren't willing to go to, and continually surpassing those levels.
Right.
And just being unreasonable with every action you take in your life, every decision that you make in your life, move through decisions with speed. And because that speed is going to equal power. So that number one trait is just that unreasonableness and just doing whatever you want to grow in your life, personally and in your business life. And most importantly, not giving a shit about what other people think. Like, I'm unreasonable. I'm working 12 hours a day. I'm door knocking when other people aren't doing that. And like
in the other cold.
Yeah. Dude, oh my gosh, talk about times in the dead cold, like snowstorms, going out in the snowstorms in Cleveland, Ohio. And I'm making videos like I'm out here dominating. I'm out here executing.
You sent me and Mike, we got like a group chat. Like we're literally getting videos dead cold, like knocking on doors, no gloves, knocking on doors.
And I'm just always thinking about just domination. Like, and that's what we always have to think about. Like every decision that we are able to make in our life, like if you're like pulling back from that decision, if you're hesitating from that decision, just think like, are other people making this type of decision? Are other people going to be making this type of decision? And what's going to happen when I make that decision myself? Since other people aren't making that decision, if I make that decision, that means I'm moving into domination. So I'm always thinking about like, many people won't do these things, so I'm just going to do them. Even though I don't like them, more than half the things I'm doing in life, even 75%, I do not like. I freaking hate it, dude. But I know I have to do those things that I hate, those things that I might dislike. And there's a reason I dislike it. Like we were talking about earlier, there's a reason I hate it. There's a reason people don't dislike sales. There's a reason people don't like working out, because they don't know something about it. So move towards what you don't know. Figure out why you don't like it.
K-N-O-W.
Exactly. It's just something you don't know. It's just knowledge and wisdom is missing. It's like people aren't lazy in the world. People just don't know things. Well, if you knew that sales could help you become 7-figure earner or 8-figure business owner, like people are going to jump into that. But there's just something that they don't know.
Right. That's why like Grant Cardone always says it. If it's an N-O, they don't know. K-N-O-W.
Exactly.
I say W, but Grant Cardone's always like K-N-O-W. Yeah. No, but man, Ryan, it's always a pleasure being able to talk to you. If you're able to leave the audience, leave everybody with one thing, what would that be?
That one thing is, if you don't know what you're doing in life, if you don't know what direction or purpose you're going in life, just get great at something. Pick something, whether you like it or not, whether it's something you think you're going to be doing for a long term or not, get great at that something. And what's going to happen there is, once you get great at that one something that maybe you didn't like, or maybe you don't think it's something that's going to be long term, if you get great at that one thing, that gives you the confidence. It's called the 3 C's. This is my this is one of my codified strategies. The 3 C's. It's confidence, certainty, and courage. Because once you have those 3 things, once you get great at that one thing, you have the confidence, you have the certainty, and you have the courage to get great at something else. And that might be that something else that you actually want to do. That's something else that you might have thought that you couldn't do before, but you got great at that one thing. So get great, go all in, go 100%. Because I'd rather go all in on something and might be disappointed than going in 50% on something and still might be disappointed. So
Right.
I'd rather go all in.
Yeah, no, you gave it all your all.
Exactly.
All right, guys, this has been the Young and Hungry. Make sure you go to nickkrem.com. We got a bunch of free real estate training on there that you guys can get. This has been the real Ryan Loede.
That's great.
Appreciate you coming on, brother.